Some say that this man, Marcellus Williams, shouldn't have been executed for a vicious 1998 crime. I think differently. Let's talk about it. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about the execution of Marcellus Williams for a vicious, for a horrendous, for a really just gross 1998 crime. Now, you may have heard about this guy on the internet. Some are saying, oh, this is a miscarriage of justice. He's innocent. The victim's family does not want him to get executed, all this, that, and the third. Now, my question to anyone who thinks like this is, why do you think that way? Is it because you saw something online and it tugged at your heartstrings? Do you know the facts of the case? If you don't, I do. Let's get straight to it, okay? On the left, of course, you have Marcellus Williams, who got deleted, got executed because he was convicted of taking the life of Alicia Gale. Okay, now, of course, right away, elephant in the room, you got a black-white situation. When I first heard the story and I was reading about it and I didn't see Alicia, I thought she was black because I don't know a lot of white women that have a nickname Alicia. It doesn't really matter to me what color you are. What matters to me is the facts of the case. Now, let's go back. This crime happened in 1998. He was convicted in 2001. So the crime 26 years ago, the conviction 23 years ago. This is not a new case at all. Here's what happened according to the facts of the case and what he was convicted of back then. So it's daytime, August 1998. This guy's going for a daytime burglary of a home. Mind you, when he got convicted of this crime, he was already in prison for 20 years for robbing a donut shop. He has a lengthy criminal rap sheet. Tried to escape prison. This guy's just an overall bad person, or at least he was back during that time. He a Muslim now, all this, that, and the third. But anyway, so 1998, daytime burglary. He breaks into Miss Gale's home. He hears water running. She's in the shower. He goes downstairs, goes through all her things. She comes out of the shower and is calling out, hey, is anybody here? Because she hears him in the house. Now, what he does, and again, this is what he was convicted of. He grabbed a knife from her kitchen and stabbed her 43 times. Now, she is deceased. He tries to clean himself up in the bathroom and, wipe away evidence. But on his way out, he burglarizes her. He takes things. He took a laptop that belonged to her husband, and her husband was not there, by the way. He also took a calculator and a ruler. Now, this is really important because the calculator and ruler were found in his truck. And this calculator and ruler was branded with her workplace, the St. Louis Dispatch. She was a reporter for the newspaper. Okay, it was branded with her workplace and it came from her house. The laptop belonged to her husband. Now, he sold the laptop to somebody, and the person he sold the laptop to testified in court that he did that. Now, he tried to say that the laptop belonged to his girlfriend, that she had it. Well, how did she get her laptop? And how did you get it? Anyway, the laptop, somebody testified that, yes, he sold me the laptop. There were quite a few witnesses, actually. You had people that were in prison with him that say that he confessed this crime to them. Overall, there was not one, not two, not three, but 22 witnesses that testified against this man in court. 22. So you got a little bit of everything. Okay. You have witnesses that put him there. You have stolen property on his property. You have the lengthy rap sheet. You have everything. Now, what's going on is that the Innocence Project are trying to make this guy be innocent and or grant him clemency to maybe he still stays in the penitentiary, but he doesn't get the death penalty. But my question to anyone who thinks that he should be free is, what evidence do you have that trumps the evidence has already been presented? The stolen items, the laptop, the witnesses, the criminal history, everything. Put some right there on that day. And when he was in prison, he tried to escape, assaulting officers. I don't know about this guy's last days of life. He wanted to be Muslim, assalamu alaikum, all this, that, and the third, like everybody does. Everybody go to God when they crash out. What was he like in the late 90s, early 2000s? He was a little bit different because, again, he was already in prison for 20 years for robbing the donut shop when he got convicted of this. And by the way, the person who said that he confessed to this crime to him while he was locked up with him was already out when he said that. So there was no incentive for him to snitch because he was already a free man. It's not like, okay, if I tell them what they want to hear, I'm going to get a lighter sentence. He was already home. Now, let's get into a news clip here. Let's see what they say about it. I think what's going on here is that the Innocence Project are just trying to do a last-minute, last-ditch effort with this old case. Again, the crime happened 26 years ago. He was convicted 23 years ago. And throughout his entire time in prison, he's been trying to appeal. 15 years, he's exhausted all of his appeal opportunities. Everything that they tried to do failed because there's not enough evidence to overtake that evidence has already been presented. Let's watch this and see what they say. And of course, I will link to everything in the box. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
Yeah, Mandy, those efforts, as you mentioned, to spare his life have continued right up until this very hour here. Williams convicted of the 1998 murder of Felicia Gale. The state of Missouri, though, now moving forward as they prepare for this execution scheduled to take place soon after 6 p.m. Now, there have been demonstrations taking place in other parts of the state, as well as this demonstration in downtown St. Louis today.
Now, look, here's my question. Okay. You have demonstrations. You want to see this thing overturned. You want to save his life, but why? Why? Are you just against it? Okay, if you're against death penalty, I understand that. That's a different thing. But do you think he's innocent? Where's the evidence to overtake what I've already presented? And again, I will link to everything in the box. Let's keep on going.
The victim in this case, a former St. Louis Post-Dispatch reporter, was stabbed 43 times, according to investigators. In University City, a memorial still stands for the victim. It appears there were fresh flowers on that marker today. Police said Williams was committing a break-in and Gale was stabbed as she interrupted the crime. It took months and a reward offer to generate tips that led to Williams' arrest. A lack of DNA evidence, questions over witness testimony, and concerns over racial bias were all factors raising doubts. But investigators say critical testimony from Williams' girlfriend was delayed because she feared for her life, saying she was threatened by Williams.
Now, you heard the thing about the whole race part. That's why I mentioned the race in the beginning. It doesn't matter to me, but obviously it's a factor. It was brought up in court. They were trying to get the whole thing overturned partially because of race. The race doesn't matter. At the end of the day, this guy was convicted. There's a lot of witnesses. There's evidence. There's nothing. I don't even know why the Innocence Project, which is behind this, I don't even know why they took this on. Listen, sometimes you have people that are innocent that are locked up. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. This case is not one of those. Okay, at best, you can say you don't believe in the death penalty and you want him to get life in prison. But anything beyond that, there's no evidence to say that he didn't do this. All the evidence says that he did it.
Governor Mike Parson denied a request for clemency, saying Williams had a robust criminal history and was found with the items stolen from the victim. Here's what one death penalty opponent told us this afternoon.
I oppose killing.
Can you tell me why?
I don't want to live in a society where killing seems to be the response to when people do bad things.
Sometimes it's the case. Sometimes it is what it is, man. And a lot of these soft people, a lot of these bleeding hearts, they're the reason why crime is going so crazy, because they don't believe in any kind of punishment for real. So the people that are out here committing crime feel like they have carte blanche. They could do whatever they want. And that's a big part of the problem in a place like St. Louis.
We have a governor who calls himself pro-life, but he wants to kill.
A spokesperson for the Department of Corrections shared with us a final statement from Williams. It reads, All praise be to Allah in every situation, followed by 3 exclamation points. Now, the corrections spokesperson also telling us that Williams was given his final meal at 10:53 this morning, and it included chicken wings and tater tots. The spokesperson said that Marcellus Williams will have a religious leader with him and a mom who was also his last visitor as the state of Missouri prepares to carry out this execution soon after 6 o'clock.
So there it is. So as of right now, if you're hearing this, he is deleted. He did get deleted. And I say good riddance, man. People like that don't belong in society, man. Listen, this person was already violent, robbing people, hurting people, deleting people. And then, like, not only did you delete the lady, stabbed her with a kitchen knife, just discarded of her. Then you stole items and sold it. I mean, this person at that time, I don't know. He didn't found Allah. He might be different now. But at that time, he was a plague upon society. And I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What's your thoughts on this whole Marcellus Williams case? Do you think that he was innocent? He didn't do anything. Was he guilty? Have you seen the evidence behind this case? Have you heard from the 22 witnesses testify in this case? I mean, there's so much evidence. I don't even see how anybody could say anything other than he needs to go ahead and get deleted, unless you're just against the death penalty and you want to stay in prison forever. But that's a different story. Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. The right thing was done here. I don't see any kind of miscarriage of justice. Sometimes people are innocent, but when you prop up obviously guilty people and try to make them innocent, it weakens the case for truly innocent men and women who are currently just languishing away in the penitentiary. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.